Frances Jane Crosby, but you can call me Fanny. I was born March 24th, 1820, in Brewster, New York. My parents, Mercy and John Crosby, were so excited about their baby girl. They thought I was absolutely perfect. But when I was 6 weeks old, I got a bad cold and it settled in my eyes. The doctor put a poultice on my eyes, which left me completely blind at 6 weeks of age. People often ask me if I'm bitter about that, and I answer with a verse that I wrote as a child. Oh, what a happy soul am I, although I cannot see. I am resolved that in this world contented I will be. How many blessings I enjoy that other people don't. To whine and sigh because I'm blind, I cannot and I won't. It brings me great joy to know that when I get to heaven, the first face that will gladden my sight will be that of my Savior. My daddy died when I was a baby, and I was raised by my mother and my grandmother Eunice. Oh, my Granny Eunice. She was a slave driver. She made me memorize 5 chapters from the Bible every week. When I was 15 years old, we moved to New Salem, New York, and I entered the New York Institute for the Blind. By the time we moved there, I could quote all of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, quote them. All of the Pentateuch, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. All of the Proverbs, Song of Solomon, and most of the Psalms. I was glad to get to go to school to get some rest. I enjoyed school, and I was a good student. I especially enjoyed learning about poets, and I became a pretty good poet. In fact, I collaborated with other writers and musicians, and we wrote songs. Oh my, we wrote songs and songs and songs. We wrote everything from minstrels to Easter cantatas. But my heart just wasn't in it. I met and married Alexander von Alstein. He too was blind, and he was a teacher at the Institute, as I was. He was a musician. It was Van who encouraged me to write the verses for church songs, for hymns. And that's where I found my joy. Van and I had a baby girl, Frances. Oh, we loved our little Fran. But we lost her when she was only a few weeks old. You can imagine that my heart was broken. So I put my grief into words. You might remember my hymn, Safe in the Arms of Jesus. I wrote that during that dark season. What would we do without the blessed assurance of heaven? That reminds me, I just wrote a new song not long ago that I think is going to be really good. My friend Phoebe Knapp is a musician, and she lives not very far from me in New York, but we live in very different neighborhoods. I live in the slums, actually. But I enjoy it there. I can't see it, so it doesn't bother me. Now, don't get me wrong. I get paid for my songs. Sometimes I get paid as much as $3 a song. And I have 5 or 6 of them rolling around in my head every day. And Phoebe lives not far away, but in a mansion, which I'm sure is very beautiful. So not long ago, Phoebe invited me over for tea. And she said, Fanny, I have a melody that I want you to hear, and I want you to tell me what it says to you. So she played her melody. Oh my. When I heard those notes, I knew what they said right here in my heart. They said, blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation and purchase of God, born of his Spirit and washed in his blood. This is my story.